Hello, my friend. And it is Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week. By close of business, we'll be halfway through this week. And on Monday Morning Cup of Joe, I was talking about culture and why does anybody care? Well, there's a few reasons why you should care. Whether you're building culture with a team, with an organization, with your family. Yep, you heard it. Even your family. Every group of people has culture. When you think about it, we go back to our ancestors. We were all tribal. We hung together for protection, safety, and, well, productivity. We were able to generate food for everyone. We were able to create a safe environment in which people could, rest at night around the fire, whatever it might be. But tribes and tribal culture has been with us for millennia. And that's why culture is so important, because we can create a culture where people do feel safe, where people do want to be productive, or we can build a culture of fear, which, by the way, is only really relatively recent in our human experience here. That we've always been a protected group, but now we have manipulation where protection is based on fear. Well, maybe that existed all along. But anyway, let me walk you through the historical development of a culture. Now, we're going to say that this is a business. We have an entrepreneur who has an idea and is very excited about it. And the next thing you know, that entrepreneur invites another person with whom, well, they probably believe they need for knowledge, skill, whatever the reason is. And then as time goes on, and I'm going to make this a hypothetical, you and me, we hire people for two reasons. Number one, they have the technological knowledge and experience that we don't have. Now, I'm not saying technology in terms of, internet or anything like that, but they bring something, a skill set, knowledge, experience to the tribe. And that's why we bring them on, because they have that skill set. And then we start bringing more people on as our business grows. We bring more people on because A, we don't have the technological knowledge or experience, and B, we don't have time. It's something that I can handle, but I'm busy doing other things. So we bring all these people in, and the next thing you know, we've got a big tribe. A big tribe. And back in our ancestors, tribes were usually no more than 125 or so people. And they were relatively small because they were manageable. They could create food for them. They had enough people to protect the group. And so when the tribe started getting bigger, they would break off and start another tribe. In business, we don't. We don't really break off. We grow and we grow and we grow. And the thing is that when we hire only for a resume, then what happens is that we bring on people whose values do not match our established tribal values, if you will. You can talk to companies where individuals worked with them when they were relatively small. I mean, Qualcomm started out in a garage down in San Diego, right? And it's huge now. People can remember the old days. And when they remember the old days, like, man, remember we were tight. We talked to each other every day and it was a family. And then it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. And you go beyond your 125 people, it's not a family anymore. It's just a large collection of strangers, right? And we hired because of their skill sets, but they didn't possess or may not have possessed So if you look in the model there, we've got some red people in the group. And what that means is that they do not believe what we believe. And that's what tribal culture is about, is being in a group of people who believe what you believe, who behave the way everyone is expected to behave, a mutual respect for the contribution that each individual makes and for their participation in developing better relationships among everybody. When we lose sight of our moral compass or our ground zero, I'm going to say values, right? When we lose sight of those and we're in a growth mode and everything's moving fast and furious, and we bring all these people in because of their skill sets, but we pay no attention to what their values are, we create problems. Now, this is not a bias. All we're asking is letting people know what we believe in, what we're about, what our vision is, what our mission is, what our values are, and can they adopt to those? And it's okay if they can't. They may not be a fit for the organization. We didn't do that. So we hired people with various values. And by the way, I'm not talking about tribal culture being discriminatory, nor trying to get people to enter a group think kind of culture. That's not true at all. If your culture embraces free speech in terms of, hey, look, I promise that I will not disrespect you in any way, seek disciplinary action, if you can respectfully present your difference of opinion. We want that. That's the true value of diversity. We know that everyone comes up from different backgrounds, different experiences, different skill sets. We embrace that. If that's one of our values, we embrace your diversity and we want to know how you see it, because perhaps in there is a nugget of gold where we can take that and make it a part of our culture. And then you feel a sense of belonging because you contributed something unique and special. You're a part of something bigger than yourself. And we hear that all the time, that people are like, I just want to be a part of something bigger than myself. Well, that's in culture. That's what culture is all about, is defining and being clear on who your tribe is. And it's not an us or them. It simply is, this is what we believe in. Come join us if you can support that. If you can't, that's okay. There are other tribes that you'll fit into just fine, even thrive in. So it's important for us to understand that in building a culture, we must first have solid values. Values are basically the rules by which we all agree to play the game of business, that will be respectful, that will value diversity, that will seek out the opinions of the quiet, that we will do certain things. This is what we believe in. We believe that our products and services enhance the lives of other human beings, and this is how. We believe in honesty, but we can't leave values simply as cute little words on a poster. We have to define them. Honesty means, don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me the truth as you see it, because that's where it's most valuable. And my responsibility, my commitment to you is that I promise to treat your contribution in those scenarios with respect. I will not shoot the messenger. That's really important, because the minute a leader of a tribe shoots the messenger, they will no longer get the truth. Think about that. Very important. How does that play out in your organization? How does it play out in your team? How does it play out in your family? So we have to be able to get people to embrace the values. Now, another thing that we do is we have norms, ways we commonly behave with each other. What's customary? We don't walk into somebody's house, we knock on the door. We respect their privacy. There are many, many smaller rules. We take the values and we break them down into rules of conduct and making them clear so that everybody understands, every respects everybody else. So norms are common. They take place naturally, good or bad. So we have to think about that. If one person is being allowed to berate and belittle another person, then we fall into that principle of expect what you accept. If you accept that behavior, expect it will continue. And it will continue with that one person because no one is saying, that's not acceptable in our culture. And what happens is somebody else sees that behavior and says, well, if they can do that, I can do that. And you see the cancer begins to grow. So in our culture, we're self-policing. Now we're respectful and kind about it, but we let people know that they're under no uncertain terms are we bending on our beliefs and our values. And we have a conversation to make sure that they understand, to make sure that they stay with the tribe or not. Then the next thing is you notice symbols, right? Now, what does that mean? Symbols, artifacts, we use that in the world of organizational development. Every country in this world, to my knowledge, has a flag. Why is that? Well, we've had flags since the beginning of time. Well, pretty close. Why do we have them? Because they chose the colors, the symbols on the flag that have deep meaning. They remind us of hard times and the perseverance that we had over those hard times, or those things that we're proud of, our values, our beliefs, our aspirations. So organizations will also, and teams will also have artifacts that show team pride. Look at all of our sports teams, baseball, banners, the logos, right? The uniforms, the colors of the uniforms, football, basketball, they're all tribes. So we have artifacts to remind us why it's so important for us to follow those values, behave within the scope of our norms and the required behaviors of the tribe. These are all very important things. And then next is legacy. If we are proud of our humble beginnings, our past, and what past team members or family members endured to get where we are today, then we need to also begin to look at what we want to leave as our legacy going into the future. What matters most? What is still in alignment with our values? What will bring brightness to our norms and our behaviors? What will inspire and motivate the generations to come? That is the long-term game that Simon Sinek talks about. That's why culture is so important. Now, look, not every organization that has a good culture wins, but every organization that has one had a powerful culture. And what do I mean by win? Accomplish great things, stay in the game. I don't mean to speak it in finite terms. It doesn't have to be finite. It can be a legacy. where it continues to grow and grow over time. So you can do a quick check. You can say, do we have the values? Do we have the norms, right? And the behaviors? Do we have the symbols for our organization that inspire and motivate people to do more, that reminds them what we're about and that their contribution matters in the scope of other human beings? And then lastly, what is our legacy? What do we wish to create as a reality in our current day? But how do we develop our people that are coming into the organization to carry the ball even further into the future? This is true of any group of people, whether it's a family, a team, a small business, a medium-sized business, and well, even a large business where it's extremely challenging because large ships turn slowly. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I wanted you to look at whether it's your family or the team that you're responsible for or a part of as a contributor, and check, do we have established values? Are they stated in a way so that everybody understands exactly what we mean? Or are they left to one word, ambiguous words on the wall, right? And then we need to take a look at, how are we behaving? Do we self-police and keep each other in check? Do we do it in a way that's caring and supportive? Those are important too. What are our symbols and our reminders of what we stand for? Because out of sight is out of mind. And then lastly, what is our legacy? What world do we want to create, either in our family, on our team, or in our organization, our country? How do we want to be remembered? And how are we going to do the right thing? Now, with that, my friend, we are halfway through the week. At close of business today, we will be sliding toward the weekend. And I hope you've had a wonderful week so far. And I hope that you will go out and make the difference that you truly are. And I will see you on Monday Morning Cup of Joe. In the meantime, lead well, my friend.